This week we're heading to Val's to Talleres Dynasty to see what happened with my Nissan 300ZX Turbo. We'll see what projects they're restoring here and what has really happened with my car. In the thumbnail you saw that the car was on fire, and it's really not just clickbait. It's just that with this car, without me realizing it, what could have happened to me?
Yes, everything could have burned. Here, look at this. Also be careful, if you focus here, the injectors go into these holes.
I'm Marc's garage and I'm crazy about cars. A few weeks ago, I took my Nissan 300ZX Turbo to Talleres Dynasty. It had several things that needed to be fixed. The fuel lines were very dry, the light switch wasn't working, and the passenger window wouldn't go down. But things got more complicated because it wasn't just that the fuel lines were dried out, we also discovered there was a leak in the injector itself. So we bought some new ones, but that didn't solve it either. If you own a classic car, what you're about to learn. The injectors in this episode will definitely surprise you, and it might help you avoid a fire. That's it. Do you have everything taken apart?
Everything.
Could it be because you're missing this?
Exactly. Yes, because otherwise it's a huge job to get to this point.
Have you changed the silicone tubes? Yes, all the tubes.
All tubes that could be changed so far have been replaced. Now, when we put the 4 remaining tubes on the intake, if these are fine, everything should be done. The lights work.
Yes, it comes with the fuel line. If you can see it with the fuel line and the injectors already new, it all comes as one assembly. The bag, yes, perfect. Everything is just ready to be installed.
We already put new connectors on it. These break a lot from the heat.
It's the plastic. After a few years, the plastic tends to deteriorate. Yes.
The original ones have clips. Look, this one, for example, is an example. That's a 3-pin one. You see it breaks where the clip rests, which are thinner. This is the new replacement they sell, which works well because it has clamps and is more robust.
But now the car isn't original anymore.
It's not original anymore.
It wouldn't be faithful anymore.
Raul will remove the sticker. The silicone hoses also aren't original now.
Well, yes, but it's one of those things that works really well for a classic car.
Yes.
You don't have to worry anymore about whether it's going to break down or not. Exactly.
So the pipe came out of here too. We already sent you photos.
Yes, I saw it.
But not much else.
Aside from, I'll leave you a photo here of how the pipe was since they had to repair it. It had rusted. I imagine at some point they put water in the car and it got damaged. It rusted. Well, now you also have the window working.
The window is already fixed as far as I know. We finally found the part. The old motor had bad brushes.
So, does it go up and down now? Yes, really, can we see it?
If it has the battery key and everything, yes. Audrey might say I left it half disassembled, but I'd say,
Okay, I'm going over there. So, do you like them? Are we going on vacation with this car, or which car do you want to take on vacation? Because we're about to go on vacation, we've already wrapped things up on the channel. I don't know if you'll see this video before the vacation or after, but what do you think? If they have it ready, we'll go. Well, we already went to Andorra once with the car. We did a bit of drifting on the Andorran roads all the way up. The car's a lot of fun, guys. I don't know why. They're not as successful as they should be because it's a really fun car. And here they have other marvels, as you can see, which are in perfect condition, both the paint and the interior. They're going to kill me because I don't know if the owner will like us showing the cars. But look at this 560 SEC, which has its original paint. The interior is spectacular, just look at it. This gentleman, my goodness, what a beautiful car. Well, let's see if Audrey comes over and explains what he did to the little window. I hadn't noticed until now that there's a Nissan 240 next to it. These were from the same year. Manufacturing, well, 240-200 here in Spain, right? 200ZX. They don't have it anywhere. Yes, in Andorra. Okay. Yeah, it's just that in the United States it was the 240. I don't know why.
And then there was also the 180SX.
Yeah, and then here in Spain only the 200 came, and I'm always talking about the 240. I wasn't wrong, it's just that I know more than you guys. Wow, the Lego is awesome, huh?
Well, you ended up living there a long time with all those different names? Yes.
Let's see, I've already brought you what you wanted. Perfect. Look, everything's coming now, okay? You can only install it this afternoon before I go to the baths. What do you think? Yes, see you. I already have the driver. They already come with their fuel line. I hope they're right, because yes.
At least by the shape.
Yes, you took out the others. Yes, they come with a new seal, which I imagine will fit much better now.
The plastic up here was cracking and it started leaking all over this upper part.
Yes, that's the problem with plastics.
Ultimately, they're just as old as they are.
Plastics have an expiration date and they don't last more than 35 years. And after 35 years, anything made of plastic starts breaking just by looking at it. Well?
All the new hoses are already installed. After sitting for 3 days, I bet the plastic is already coming off.
Yeah, it's already gotten dirty, but you're going to make it look good for me later, right? Exactly. The window is already fixed. Does it go up and down? Do you have it connected to the battery? So we can see it. It's working now. And you also fixed the light switch for me, didn't you? Yes. No, you didn't give it enough. Now you did. Okay, perfect. How exciting having it working already. And does the switch work well? Yes. That well? Yes, I can see they're going up. I can see they're going up. And the lights are working fine. Oh, that's great, huh? Well, we've already solved 2 out of 3 problems. This was pretty difficult. Let's turn it off.
The light switch, because of how old it is, was basically full of dust and dirt. And since it has some connectors that act as springs, the spring was already worn out. And the one for this headlight wasn't working. It wasn't making contact.
So
the actuator for the retractable headlight was working, that headlight was working, but this one wasn't making contact. So I took it all apart, tightened the springs again, I fixed them all. I mean...
The issue was with the headlight, not the switch. No.
It was definitely the switch.
The switch.
The switch wasn't making contact, preventing current from reaching the headlight.
Okay.
I just had to clean and fully disassemble it. After watching an online tutorial, I realized every switch is different, but this one is used in many Nissan models. I mean, in the end, there was a tutorial for another car. I don't know if it was a Z32 or... Yes.
Well, I thought it was really hard to find this switch. I mean, so the Z32 also uses it.
And well, in the United States, it's everywhere.
Yes.
And I think some American has also gone all out with it.
Okay.
Well, it seems interesting. Yeah, that...
Okay, it's interesting.
It was about disassembling it, cleaning, and tightening the springs again.
That's it. Does this sound good now?
No.
No? Not yet?
It sounded extremely good.
And what happened?
Now that they've brought it, we'll likely need to rebuild the engine.
You're kidding me?
It looks like it threw a rod, honestly.
Oh, what a shame. Yeah, these are, it's rare to see these in stock form because normally all of these end up as drift cars. Yeah, these 200, but this guy...
The guy wants to keep it more or less like this. I'm not saying he won't put wheels on it or anything, but he doesn't want it for drifting.
I really like these too. Well, it's normal. If you like Japanese stuff, you like a Nissan 200 what? Well, you don't like it. Don't start. You're always saying the same thing.
Another car he doesn't like.
That's true. I have one for sale here in Valls if you want to get in touch with Mikel and Marc who have it here, and well, I would be very happy if one of you takes my Fiat 500. Well, let's go eat. Do you have anything interesting to show me? In there, in the garage, something we can show.
Everything here is pretty interesting, as you know.
Yeah.
I don't know, interesting Margarash level? Margarash level? Junk, but interesting.
You guys are so mean, huh?
Familiarity breeds contempt.
No, really, huh? This hurt me, you know?
We have another Fiat.
What do you mean, junk? Let's see.
Junk is interesting. Iron.
No, it's just that some of yours don't interest me, no.
We're already making progress on this one now, even if it doesn't look like it. By the end of next month, August, it will be finished.
GTV6 looks nice.
That's nice. The Porsche 911 now, we're just waiting for the wheels, which Bright is making custom for us. And I also think that in about a month it will be ready. We've already finished the mechanical work, it runs really well. The Spider will also be finished soon. We've made a couple more Spiders. Yes, that appeared in some video. I was stuck last week.
Oh, that you had several here.
Yes, we had several, plus this one, the long tail, long rear, whatever it's called. Interesting, right? Almost the same color. I have to admit, since we're doing the bodywork on that one, it needs to go to the painter next week too. But I had never driven one. Yes, the carbureted engine type. Yes, the Webers, of course.
Yes, 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 and you were amazed at how well they run.
Amazing. It likes to go fast. It likes to be driven hard.
Bad.
Like a little race car, right? Not bad, but yeah. I was impressed, and that's only the 1600?
Yeah, there were a ton of these in the United States, yeah, of course. And I had a friend of mine who left college when he graduated and asked me if I wanted to buy one. He was asking me for 500 euros, well, dollars, and I said no.
Yeah, these things happen, that's crazy. Yeah, I have to admit, these are cars we work on, and we've done a lot of mechanical things to them and all that.
But he said exactly what you just said. He says, you don't think it's a piece of junk, but it's a lot of fun to drive. Forgive me, Fabrice, I made a mistake and didn't buy it from you. If you see my video, I bought it.
It's not so much that they're junk, you see them and assume they're a bit, well, I don't know, whatever I say, someone's going to get upset, right? But an MG midget or something simpler, just for drives or going to the beach. But of course, when you think 1600 or 1800, there were 2 liters and everything, the other one is with 2 double Webers, it has to be fast. And it really has 4 discs. The brakes, the steering is kind of stiff, the gearbox is kind of stiff, but precise. I was stunned, it's a little race car.
In the United States, a car with a 1600cc engine is very, very, very small. And then I have to say that 30 years ago, they were very cheap. I don't know why, I didn't like them. And over the years, they've aged in a very beautiful way. And they have a beautiful design. If this were a Ferrari, it could easily pass for a Ferrari design, but instead it has an Audi badge. Alfa Romeo, and at that time, well, they weren't worth that much, but it's a very beautiful car with these headlights. Totally, this is extra. It didn't come with this.
No, they had it. Really? Yes, but this one is yellowed. Theirs was transparent.
But there were many that were open.
I guess if you take it out or it breaks, there's no problem going without it, but they used to have it.
A tiny 1600 cubic centimeter engine, all original.
I don't know.
With its fuse box and everything still original, so strange.
No, and this interior upholstery is original too. Honestly, it's very curious.
I love the Jeep.
Since I was a kid, we've had original Willys or Ford GPB at home, and I love them.
How many millions of units did they make?
A lot, especially since Jeep and Willys made them simultaneously.
They made so many were being destroyed during the war that it was like 180,000 a day or something like that.
The regulator published the expected lifespan of a Jeep from the moment it arrived in Europe.
6 months? No, not at all.
6 weeks?
Very little.
Huh? Yes, very, very little.
Ah, very little. That's how long they expected it to last.
And they're still here.
Well, yes. I've started it up from what I can see because it's warm. Yes. It's super primitive.
It was restored by another company, and they did a good job. And it's used by the owner of La Mar de Bienes, a guy from Cambridge. We do the maintenance, adjustments, and little things for it.
With the American stickers, they're cool. They're really cool for going along the beach.
Fantastic, yes.
Exactly. Yes, especially in summer. It's a summer car. Exactly. And then you have this one that we've already seen in some of the Mars Garage videos when I come with my little junk.
It hit you right in the feels, huh? You've had a couple of days where every time you come, I offend you.
And you're going to change the rims, right? Yeah, of course. These are really sought after, you know? Yeah, because of this. These weren't worth anything not long ago. They've gone up a crazy amount. Now a lot of collectors are desperately looking for them. That's why I'm telling you.
Bright, they're a local company, of course, I suppose you know them. They work really well, and practically any legendary wheel design like the Fuchs and others, they make them in whatever size you want. The center, the offset, the center bore, the lip, everything. So we'll put some huge wheels on it.
The paint is already all finished, right? Yes.
Yes, it's fixed and turned out great. I just need to install the side skirts and spoiler.
You guys do all the body work, but you don't touch the paint. I mean, you prepare everything so it can be painted.
Yes, for example, back here you have a Porsche 356 that was brought to us from the Netherlands.
Is it authentic? It's authentic.
Yes, this one is authentic. And it's authentic down there.
Like, huh? Is that why?
Like one of the later A models, yeah, exactly. But anyway, you see what they did to him in some war.
Yeah, brutal.
It's okay, it's normal after all, for a few years, yes.
Yeah, brutal. Yeah, look. Wow.
And now this one, they still sell everything, even Porsche sells everything, and from the front end, all of this will be new. Yes, it reverted to its original color, which isn't the one it has now.
What color was it?
That kind of brown or burgundy red.
The back of these vehicles, which is very beautiful. You are looking at the garage. Let's see the things they have for sale. Do you have everything for sale? No, no, no. Oh, no, no. Oh, so you also have cars here for storage?
There are finished cars waiting. Yes.
Mikkel, for people who don't know, today I'm acting really cocky.
I see you. I can see you're feeling confident, huh? Storage, of course, but after that we have tasks that are either waiting in line or they've wanted to bring them to us earlier.
Let's see what you have for sale.
For sale. You want to show a specific one, right?
Tell me. Let's see if someone gets interested and buys my Fiat 500.
Let's see. There are a lot of things that are for sale.
Look at it. Look, Fiat 500, the MX-5 is for sale. Look, for sale. How much are you asking?
I think I should ask for 7,500.
Or something like that. Okay, the Fiat 500, look what it's like inside here. Yeah.
It's nice. It has a French plate, but we'll give it a local one.
Okay. My wife really likes this one. The Miata. This one is very nice, guys.
This is mechanically perfect.
This car is beautiful. All right, guys. Look at it inside. There are videos on Max Garage's channel where this car shows up in some of the videos he makes.
And as for a customer car that's for sale, there's this one. It's very beautiful.
An E3. Ah, yeah, huh? These are the kind of little things I like, huh?
Do you like this one?
Yes, yes, yes.
And the Audi is really cool. You would like this one. I think you would also like driving this one. It's a V8, yes?
Yes, yes. I've driven this car. It's beautiful and I really like it.
Yes, very German.
Before Audi came out with the A8, these were called the V8, yes, of course. And I'm not saying this for people who don't know as much as you do, like you, Mikkel.
I'm not really familiar with those geeky details.
And this one?
This one is from a business run by Akibals, who are friends of ours. And they kind of pretty much gave it to him. They managed to use it well, because these cars, the inline 6, is immortal. That's it.
It's one of those engines that Jaguar, I really don't understand why they didn't stick with this philosophy. Yeah, I don't get it.
Many Jaguars than these have been made. I've worked with them often. They brought it because it suddenly stopped. And when they try to start it, it sounds like a rod knock or something bad. I mean, we have to take a look. We have to take a look. What a shame. Yeah, because it's probably not worth rebuilding engines like this.
All right, now. Yes. This one is very curious. Who knows?
This one's from a local guy. It's dirty. He brought it in like this last week. Check out the airbrushing on the side, though. You can't see it on camera.
This is very difficult.
Do you see the skulls?
Yes, let's see if they show up.
Now you can see them, yes? It's very interesting, and since it's a long project, he now wants us to finish the wiring and similar tasks to pass inspection.
And you already have others that belong to clients who have them here.
Client stuff.
We're not going to show them because we don't want to bother anyone. Privacy comes first, above all. So.
A very interesting car that they brought to us, I think, they found out about us through a video. One of your videos, which I'm not going to show, but it's a Volvo Bertone that mainly had the DeLorean's engine. Wow. Really cool. I had never seen one in person before, 2 doors.
An interesting car. I don't even know which car you mean. I'll show you now.
I'll show you off camera?
I'm going to show you a picture, not of the car they have here, but I'll show you a picture so you don't have to go to Google.
And finally, we've started to take it apart.
We're saying goodbye. Mikkel, your thoughts? Yeah? Huh? The restorations they do are beautiful, but let's go see my Nissan, which they've kind of forgotten about here, but it's not my fault that it's not working.
No, not this time.
No, not yours either.
Not really either, huh?
No problem with Mikkel's Y either. Problem with finding the injectors. Hello, good morning. Hi, how are you? Look how hot it is here in Vols.
Normally I'm not bald, but since it's summer, okay.
Yes, exactly. The same thing happens to me.
Well, and if I weren't bald, I'd be bald now thanks to your car, of course.
Yeah, why's it been here so many days? Yeah, just for a few injectors, for a few...
Simple injectors.
I'm the one recommending you online and on social media, then I find this.
Let's see, good luck. A lot of things have happened. The first thing is that the injectors they sold us, or that you got as well, that you brought yourself.
The ones from eBay.
Exactly, like compatible ones, etc., etc. When they arrived, we installed them and the car started, but that was it. If you touched the gas, it would stall. We checked them, they all worked correctly. I mean, it wasn't that one injector was actually bad, but the internal resistance of the injector, which with injectors is called impedance instead of just resistance, was outside the range that this ECU works with. We then began discussing the car's history, focusing on types of ECUs and injector impedances.
The range of the ones we bought was 1.0, right?
No, the range of the first ones we bought was about 10 ohms, starting from 10 ohms, like 10.5 or something like that. Okay, what's going on? These cars, depending on the year, had either low impedance or high impedance control units. And we started off badly because it's not something that's consistent. The injectors we received are high impedance injectors, not low impedance. Okay, well, we tried some other low impedance injectors here. We had those here. They didn't need to be compatible with yours, just use the same connector, etc. And it did exactly the same thing. We put yours back in. All of this means taking everything apart each time.
Imagine that.
We reinstalled yours, but you suggest checking if the wiring varies by location.
It's not my problem. Am I paying this bill?
Yeah, man. Yeah. Sometimes things are just for fun.
Huh, yeah.
See? I can't picture the face. It's just that I have it there in my head.
We reinstalled your injectors, and with them it ran fine. And you say, well, at least you know it wasn't anything you did, like touching a wire or a hose. Yeah.
This is important.
Yeah. Now, every 2 or 3 times we assemble and test something, we put yours back together, and that way we see that...
That everything is the same, yeah.
I'll send your videos later. It's obvious.
Did you record all of this? Yes.
Yes.
Oh, good. We've recorded it, and well, guys, you're going to see what happened every time they changed the injectors.
So, and then what happens? So we bought them and talked to Rockauto in the United States.
I know them very well.
We spoke to them directly, and yes, these are the same injectors shown in several YouTube videos. The injectors arrived in just 48 hours, which was impressive.
Yes, the service is excellent.
Yes, without paying a fortune in shipping or anything like that.
I think they have a warehouse in Germany now.
I'm pretty sure they came from Germany. And we set them up and it did exactly the same thing. Good.
Oh.
Excellent, great. Yes.
Especially after correct.
Then we get into the hocus pocus of whether the injector tips are different. But of course, an injector is not just an internal resistance, it also has a flow rate. That is the volume they inject with each pulse every time it opens, the geometry of the gasoline spray. It can be a drip or it can be proper atomization. It all depends on the injector. There's little information available. Rockauto, for example, just says their injectors work but doesn't provide details like flow rate or specs.
Because it's doing what it's doing and what it's doing wrong, in quotes. Exactly. And they can't tell you. Exactly.
Then you say, well, okay, one thing that could have been considered is that if this were a high impedance system, you could use low impedance injectors. Placing it between the wires works because an injector gets a constant 12 volts and the ECU grounds it to open and close. Okay, at a certain frequency. So by putting a resistor of certain ohms on the voltage going to the injectors to convert one system to the other, the ECU stays happy because it thinks its system is low impedance, but now the system is high impedance. By soldering resistors, you match the resistance the ECU requires to that of the injector. This only increases resistance, not decreases it. You can't remove resistance from the system. But we tried several combinations and it didn't work either, but then we started to suspect what might have happened here in a previous life. Because as you go through all these steps, as you look up information, you check the internet forums, official Nissan information, Then you realize that these cars, up until 86 or so, used one type of system. Then they saw it wasn't safe and switched to the other type of system. Okay, great. This system should have injectors and there's no issue with it. But there was, in the year 89 or 90, a recall, as they say in English. I don't know how you say it in Spanish.
Recall.
A recall, yes, where specifically the low impedance injectors in these cars, which were the yellow ones, like the ones we took out, there were two things. One, they would crack and leak fuel.
Did we see this?
Yes, no. Originally, again, they did the recall. What's going on? Did they also realize during the recall back then that the firing order... Sorry, your video might be a bit weird. But basically, two cables come out of the control unit, or the control unit has two cables for 3 injectors each, and then these become 3. Do you understand what I mean? I mean, really, the injection order, you know, is like the firing order is 1, 3, 5, 4, 2, 6, for example. No, the injection cables may be arranged that way, but since the control unit has only 2 outputs, it actually fires 3 injectors and another 3 at the same time. And they realized that instead of injecting them in line, in a W pattern, like this injector with this injector with this injector, it was safer and a bit more efficient to fire one bank and then the other bank. That is to fire 3, 3, 3, 3, 3 instead of 1, 1, 1 and 1, 1, 1. I imagine no one is going to understand anything from this video.
I understand it because you've explained it to me before and I've thought about it.
You thought about it. So, what happens? You start looking at this wiring that looks original because of the way it is and everything. Yes. You start stripping it and you find that there are already connections that aren't original. Wow. And this is because yours had gone through the recall.
The recall.
The recall? Yes, they had changed the injectors.
Here in Barcelona, since it was originally sold in Spain.
They had changed the injectors, yes. And in addition to changing the injectors, they decided to do the wiring part, because official Nissan required it if you came for the injectors, and that was for some safety reason.
I know.
I don't know.
Is that what Nissan wanted to pay, or did Nissan pay for all the new wiring?
There's quite a bit of information about this online, and absolutely everyone has what you have. They didn't
do it correctly the way it should have been done.
Yes, they're welded, not just attached.
You can see it, see that you have all the connections made.
We put this one in ourselves again. Ah, okay.
But it was the same.
Yes, it's the same. And here it's more or less well welded.
Yes, I've already seen it. Well, you can see the dip. Anyway.
Why am I telling you this? Because the injectors that Nissan used back then, if you look at them, we can send you pretty detailed photos. They don't have any markings, any logos, nothing, zero. And that's a problem because then you can't look up information about their flow rate, what frequency they work at, impedance, things like that. It's a bit of trial and error, unfortunately. Anyway, unfortunately. After searching a lot, and I've told you about this because it's impossible for us to know what properties the injectors have, we've found some from Mercedes, which, interestingly enough, are yellow. Physically, they're identical and many people use them in these cars.
Especially when, was it the 450 SL?
450 SL, yes. Then I thought maybe the 480E had them too. It's highly likely, and now we're waiting for them to arrive soon.
Well, honestly, I was really lucky to bring the car to Dynasty. I didn't know there was this issue with the injectors, and honestly, these guys have had to deal with the mess.
The mess?
Yeah, the mess.
Mess.
But anyway, now when another Nissan 300 comes in, Marcus, you know what?
No, because it will come.
Another Nissan 300.
That won't have had the recall and will have the high impedance ECU instead of low impedance, but you'll already know that from the first injectors.
No, but you'll know it soon. You're already a professional now. Yes.
Well, it feels bad because it's a breakdown that in theory should just be changing the part and that's it. But when the part doesn't have any part number and it's a system that over the years has been changed, well, it becomes a bit more like black magic.
For all 300ZX owners, now this is the perfect shop to bring your car and get a small bill because Marcus is going to foot the big one.
The investment, the learning experience.
Well, all right.
These are the things that always, you know, in your videos you show a more realistic picture of what this world is really like, right? Yeah, just the behind the scenes and all that. For us, it's the same. It's a part that's hard to justify, to bill for, etc.
Oh, that's great.
But you take...
Also as a learning experience. That's great, since I was almost sweating as much as you.
It's only billable when you find a client like you.
No. I want to be a client like everyone else.
But this really is...
No, nothing classic.
It's your first. Yes, maybe a message to take from this video.
What message do you want to give?
Well, this type of injector, there are several types of injectors, of course, and the ones most people know are the injectors that have an O-ring on top, another one on the bottom, and then the tube goes in with a clip. And the tube, the rail, the fuel line, let's say, is rigid. And there, unless the O-ring fails, nothing happens. These injectors are basically the injector with a rubber hose pressed in and secured with a clamp. Yes, I've seen it, of course. And also, it's very interesting, many cars with V engines from that era have it. What's the problem? You have this inside the V, which doesn't exactly run cool. These are tubes from 40 years ago, or 30, 35 years ago, and they start to sweat. It's extremely important that people not only smell the car and so on, but also pay attention to the rubber part of the injectors. Yes.
This is one of the things I wanted to mention. He's already done it because on the cover you've seen the car is on fire, and it's really not for clickbait. It's just that with this car, without knowing it, what could have happened to me?
Yes, everything could have burned. Here you have something. Also, be careful if you focus here. Okay, the injectors go into these holes, right? Right in the middle of the coolant.
What's underneath?
Well, here are the exhaust manifolds, but since it's a V with only one exhaust outlet at the back, this here, do you see this big pipe?
This right here, yes.
This is the exhaust.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, anything that's here goes to the back and to the exhaust. Yes, terrible. Yes, terrible. This one in particular is actually pretty terrible.
Well, I've been really lucky.
Yes, you took a bit of a risk driving it here, especially in the summer and all.
Yes, in the summer with the air conditioning on and at low speed. But well, maybe this saved me. Yes, probably. Because there was no gas, all the gas that came out was used.
It probably evaporated right away.
Well,
but now we almost have it.
Let's see, can you give me the old injectors? Yes. And that way they'll give me back 150 euros now?
Look, these are yours, so they owe you 150 euros like you said. Yes.
I came during my vacation simply because they gave me until the 14th to return it, okay?
For these, they owe us 600 or 580 or something like that, unfortunately, which are the ones Rock Auto sold us. Yes. You see, these are things that... Do you want...
To say, unfortunately, that they're not going to give them back to you?
No, yes, unfortunately, they haven't worked.
Oh, because the misfortune was mine.
Well, no, not really. But you see here, well...
You try to return it.
Here you see, for example, that no, I mean, if it's different, nothing should happen, unless the car is extremely sensitive. But this one, the tip is already different. It looks very well made. Yes, they're really well done, honestly. Yes. And here, this is your original one, and you see, for example, these lines. I don't know if you can see the tiny lines. Yes, this isn't from casting, these are actually cracks. If I were to mount it now on the fuel rail and pressurize it, on the rail here you would see drops start to seep out and fall.
Oh my goodness.
That's crazy, yeah. What madness. Anyway, let's return those. You can keep these as a souvenir.
Perfect. Yes, we're going to do some decoration for the garage. With the old injectors. We're going to have Dynasty sign them and everything because it's been a learning experience for them. Yes.
We've basically done a master's in fuel injection.
In 2 weeks.
It's interesting, honestly, it's really interesting. Well, and I've done tests, for example, I've made custom wiring for your car. What is this? This goes next to the, if you want to use injectors with lower impedance, yes. It was to check if the system was high impedance or low impedance. Okay. You put in lower impedance injectors, and this, which is a specific type of resistor from, it's the same. Place it between the ECU and injector. Yes. Let's say it's like a sort of DIY electrical version of changing the jets in a carburetor or something like that. These things are fun, honestly.
Well, yeah.
We've been trying some small things.
Is there video of this too?
I can make a video of this, it's not difficult. Yes.
Videos, tutorials, yes.
The lights work and the window is fixed. That's great, it's done. Let's check if it works well and we're good to go. Yes.
We're also going to change the injector connectors because from experience with these Japanese cars, the original connector eventually breaks, snaps, and stops clicking into place. And besides, the pins stop holding firmly. And there are contact failures with the injectors, so problems start to happen. So we replaced the original with a more modern one with a quick release latch, so we can remove it quickly and improve things that way. And we make sure it seals well and doesn't have any connection problems.
I'm Marc's garage and I'm crazy about cars.
Well, Marc's garage was the problem you had with the light switch. After some research, I found this is a common issue for all of them, given their age. And what I did was take it all apart for you, clean it, sand each of the pins, and adjust them. Because in the end, it's kind of like a track record. You see the distance they have, and as you add things, that changes. What gets lifted and gets wet. So that's it now. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. The rest, well, as always, everything's fine. Turn signals, high beams. So that's it, just one thing.